guys, I'm Tammy.
I'm Lacey.
We're the Nutrition Twins. We're registered dietitians and personal trainers.
Today we are talking about those three nutrition pieces of advice that you should ignore. And the first one is frozen food. Ignore that you should not eat frozen food. This is not the case.
And it couldn't be further from the truth, especially when it comes to fruits and vegetables. And we have to say we live on frozen fruits and vegetables. Most people don't realize that they're just as healthy as the fresh ones because fruits and vegetables lose their nutrients 3 ways. Through heat, so anytime it's traveling in the sunshine, or
so when you see, like we live in New York City and we go to Faro, which is a big grocery store here, and we love it, but we see, it takes a long time to unload the produce. It's probably been a long time. We don't live right on the farm, and most people don't. So if you pick a piece of produce and you eat it right then and there, you're getting all the nutrients. But if the produce has been sitting in the back of the truck, and
produce loses nutrients when it's exposed to air, heat, or light.
Right, so it's been in the back of the truck, it's been out, it's been in the back of the store. By the time you actually get your lips on it, and then your body...
A lot of nutrients are lost.
Whereas
when it's frozen, it's picked and it's frozen right away, nutrients intact. So when you come home and then you eat those frozen vegetables, you're getting all of those nutrients. So it's actually really good.
Yeah, and what we love too, Tammy lives on frozen broccoli, I think.
Love it. Frozen broccoli, frozen cauliflower. Oh, and let me say this.
I actually really like that too.
Let me just say this though, if you think you don't like frozen vegetables, try a different brand, because I have noticed there is a difference between brands sometimes. So definitely give it another try.
Yes, and even sometimes it's just like, sometimes one apple is better than another apple. Sometimes just even within the same brand, it could be like a better bag of broccoli versus, and that is good. And what we always find is with our clients, there's nothing better than vegetables. And if there is an excuse because it's gone moldy in the back of the refrigerator, this isn't going to happen with frozen vegetables. It's always a backup. And Tammy, you had a great point earlier about if you're worried about cooking it too long and losing nutrients.
Right. What I do, and what I have our clients do too, because some people are worried about losing nutrients in the cooking, or if they're putting the frozen vegetables in the microwave too long. This can help me stop when I do it when I remember. I'm guilty. I don't always remember. But
I remember to do it a lot.
Sure, Miss Perfect remembers to do it all of the time.
Every time.
But if you remember and you defrost, take those frozen vegetables out of your freezer
and just put them in the
refrigerator. Or even sometimes if I remember and it's last minute, I'll just put them on the counter and try to let them defrost mainly, so then the cooking time is cut down even more.
You start heating them basically in the microwave for a second.
The other great thing about frozen produce is when I travel and I come back and I'm looking for a fast dinner, I don't have any fresh vegetables around, I can always rely on my frozen vegetables, which is perfect. I also make smoothies a lot. And the strawberries, I'm always using strawberries. And the fresh strawberries, even sometimes if you haven't used it for a day, just the ones underneath have gone moldy, and that doesn't happen with the frozen ones. So we're huge fans of the frozen produce.
Sealed, locked, intact, right to your door.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Myth 2, or nutrition advice number 2 that we don't think you should follow.
Right, and that's, you always hear you should only eat organic. No.
No, it's not true at all. The thing about fruits and vegetables, and research shows whether it's organic or non-organic.
Authors of the Nutrition Twins Veggie Cure, so we really have done a lot of research on vegetables.
And we know that whether it's organic or whether it's non-organic, you still are going to reap the same benefits, which are heart protection, cancer fighting, practically fights every kind of disease, fights aging. There is a different vegetable, a different kind of fruit that can help with nearly everything.
And if you look at all the studies out there, really, they look at, produce and whether or not whether it fights cancer, heart disease. It's not looking at whether the food's organic or not organic. It's looking at any of those foods, and what's 100% clear is that we all need more produce, organic or not.
That is true. So the part that we always want to point out though is if you are eating fruits or vegetables that are heavy.
And let me just point this out, because you might say, well,
why gosh, you're cutting it off. Okay, go ahead.
Well, because there's a very important point here. All right. Budget is the issue that many people can't eat organic. And
if you buy everything organic, it does get extremely pricey.
And people always say, they have a hard enough time eating healthy foods, and because of the price, they say, and then if it's organic, and we know, we go to the grocery store, and this one loves red bell peppers. I haven't loved them too. But she'll buy out Fairway. So if you go there after her, you'll know, because they won't have any. But it's $7.99 for a pound of bell peppers if it's organic. That means one bell pepper is like $5. So that, you know, this gets really pricey. We get it. So it's a relief for people to know they don't only have to eat organic.
And we do get emails from people all the time saying, I can't afford to buy organic for my family. Should I just not get them at all? And that really, that breaks our hearts, being veggie lovers and knowing how good they are for you. Absolutely not the case. But we will say that if you are eating some of the fruits and vegetables that are the most heavily sprayed and you're eating them on a daily basis, that is when we recommend going for organic. And
for instance, we've eaten an apple every day since we were in high school. Well, Tim, I think sometimes you probably don't. I still
every
do.
day.
Apple a day keeps the doctor away, which is what, well, I don't want to jinx myself, but we do. One of us does eat an apple every day, and that is on the high list of being sprayed. And so it's a daily.
Let me cut her off for a second and just tell you about the spray. So there's a list that the Environmental Working Group puts out. It's called the Dirty Dozen, and they rank.
Google that.
Google that. They'll rank the fruits and the
Dirty
vegetables.
Dozen, Environmental Working Group,
that are the most heavily sprayed and those that are the least sprayed. And if you're eating those that are the most heavily sprayed on a daily basis, that's when we recommend to go organic. So, for example, the apples, and every year this list is updated. The apples,
because
the
we
bell
have them
peppers,
daily.
yeah,
Bell peppers,
strawberries, because like I said, I make a smoothie almost every day. So if you're having berries, a lot of those are heavily sprayed. The ones that you don't have to worry so much about are those with the thicker skins, and then onions.
The ones you peel, avocados. I eat an avocado every day, and I don't have to worry about being organic. So it's kind of a relief to know there's so many that we don't have to do organic.
Okay, so that's number 2 piece of advice you should avoid. All fruits and vegetables are the way to go.
Yes. Now, piece of advice number 3, even after all of our nutrition education and even after our residency, we still believe this piece of advice, and that was that you should eat breakfast every day.
And it's conventional
right away
wisdom.
when you wake up.
Our mom's been telling us that since we were little. It was ingrained in our heads, and we were doing it and knowing at the time, thinking that we were doing what was best for us, and now that doesn't necessarily seem to be the case. Not only have we seen this with our clients, but research is looking this way too.
And even with ourselves, we'd wake up very early, we'd work out at 5 in the morning, we'd eat breakfast first. We were ready for a second breakfast and a third breakfast.
At 9, 10, and 11 a.m.
And by noon, we're ready for dinner. And then you've still got the rest of the day to fill in with food.
And we see this with our clients all the time who think they have to eat breakfast as soon as they wake up. Then they have a couple snacks, and by lunchtime, they've already had as many calories as they should have in their entire day. So we get it. And the interesting thing here, too, is research is now showing that this eating breakfast as soon as you wake up might not be the way to go.
And in fact, there's some intermittent fasting, and that is meaning like for a certain amount of time, you might not want to put food in your body, and there's been some benefits seen to doing that. And so maybe it's 12 hours, like don't eat from midnight to noon. And I've noticed that with some of my clients, especially ones that tend to focus a lot on food, it's almost like a relief for them because they're not thinking about when am I going to have my next, like, am I going to have a snack at 10 and 11? Like, they know they're not eating again until noon, and it kind of relieves them from thinking about food all morning because they know they're not going to have it until noon. And not that that works for everyone, and you don't necessarily want to just, end up at lunch feeling starving. That will backfire. But it's the fact that you don't have to wake up and eat breakfast right away. In fact, what we recommend, and like if we had to go on a TV show early in the morning and wake up at like 5, I wouldn't eat breakfast then.
I wouldn't either. If I was starving, maybe I'd have a couple berries or something if I was really hungry, but nothing.
No, just maybe 2 huge glasses of water with lemon, just to fill something. Water gives you energy and just
get going. And then eat breakfast when you come home.
Right. We've had enough food from the night before to get us through. Don't wait so long that you're starving when lunch comes along. That's the biggest issue, but you don't have to eat breakfast right away. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't eat healthy breakfast. And we're not saying that you should definitely skip breakfast, but just reconsider.
Don't see what works for you.
Yeah, and don't eat it. You don't feel like you have to eat it immediately when you wake up, especially if it's early.
So those are our 3 pieces of nutrition advice that we don't think you should follow. Remember to go below, leave your comments, let us know where you're from, let us know any nutrition questions you have, and also
we'll answer them.
We will promise to answer them. Hit the follow button below, and so it will let you know when we're doing more live Facebook chats. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.